Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to our Might and Magic 8 100% completionist run. So last episode we did most of what we need to do in Daggerwound Island. We went around the exterior map through the teleporters, activated all of them, and completed this, this is the only entry that you get in terms of main quests, but we did more than just give Frederick the stone. We activated the teleporters and then went all the way back, completed a few side quests along the way, and also went into the abandoned temple. In the abandoned temple, I was a little bit rusty because I'd forgotten how it worked, and truth be told, when I was doing my testing for this game, I wasn't testing any of the normal quests. I was only testing very specific things, for example, jumping across the water here, or the trick to getting through the dragon caves, or like memorizing the location of the artifact tree in Ravenshore, the artifact wall in Alvar, things like that. So I wasn't really too worried about making sure I memorized how to do all the normal quests, because the quests in this game aren't too difficult, and also I don't think there are any where you can do permanent damage to your game if you don't do things properly. So, you know, that's going to be like a bit of a running theme through this series, that sometimes I'll come across a quest which I have not done in years, and I'll kind of remember part of it, kind of have to solve part of it from scratch, but I've got enough confidence in myself that you know what, I'll be able to deal with it. And in fact, when we were in the abandoned temple, in the final area, when this old scroll was telling us about the sixth plate, and I was counting the traps on the floor. I don't even think I was counting properly, but halfway or while I was counting, the muscle memory kicked in, and I suddenly remembered which of those red glowing spots on the ground you had to step on. And that's how I ended up finishing that part of it. But anyway, that's enough about what happened last episode. This episode, it's time to move on to Ravenshore. There are a few things left to do in Daggerwound. Of course, there's the side quest, for which we'll have to come back here after having secured this potion. We'll do that eventually. There are also a few secrets around, but I'm not going to be hunting down secrets just yet. The way I'm going to deal with secrets is that depending on how many there are, how long it takes, either one long video or I'll break it up into multiple videos, and then we'll do all the secrets in one go. That way it'll be more useful for people to kind of use as a reference video, a walkthrough, where they'll all be in one place and there will be timestamps and everything. So if there's a specific one they're looking for, it'll be easy to find, as opposed to them kind of just being scattered throughout. One of them, I guess has to be a secret, is this diamond that we found just on a random wall in the abandoned temple. I did vaguely remember that there was a secret diamond somewhere, but I thought it was somewhere else. So we'll hopefully have we'll hopefully have confirmation about that when the time comes to record the secrets video. There are a lot of other secrets that I do know for sure, but that one is one that that is either new to me or that I wasn't remembering correctly. Anyway, that is enough about Ravenshore. It is time... sorry, that's enough about Daggerwound. It's time now to head to Ravenshore. Before we head to Ravenshore, though, kind of want to go back to Murmur Woods briefly, because there's a... I there's another thing that I forgot to do. Well, two things. Not crucial things, but I'd like to at least get started on them. I think the Guild of Light is in Murmurwoods, so I want to teach light magic, and I want to buy the spells, because we won't be able to get all the spells in one go. We'll have to buy some now, then wait for it to reset, and then slowly build up that spell school over time. And there is one other thing that I want to get done in Murmurwoods, and for that I'm actually going to bring Devlin Arcanus with us. One other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the map, just to make sure I know where it is that I'm going. Might Magic 8 Murmurwoods map. There's a specific thing on this map that I will be looking for. Hang on. There are so many different like walkthroughs, and I'm having similar issues that I did in Might Magic 7, is that some of the walkthroughs are missing some details, but all of them are missing different details. So I've got to remember which one I'll need to go to for which specific thing. For this one, I think... Here we go. So I'm looking for one specific thing. Just give me a... Okay, I see where it is. Now we're fine. We need to go to Murmurwoods. For that we travel to Alvar, the quickest way to get there. And let's just go. Let us just go quick as we can by taking the aerial route. And as I mentioned before, this game isn't like Might Magic 6, so if this was Might Magic 6, then, you know, by entering Murmurwoods, by making the transition into Murmurwoods via the northern part of the Alvar map, it would have put us in the northern part of Murmurwoods, surrounded by enemies. But this game has fixed points that it puts you when you make the transition. And I talked before about how I don't really like it. But that's just how the game works. It's fine. I'm not even going to bother casting invisibility because we're just going to fly straight to the village. We're not interested in loitering in any of these places where enemies might bother us. Although I will cast Wizard Eye, just in case any of the enemies do get bold. The reason I came here is because... well, I came here for a couple of reasons, but the reason I brought Devlin Arcanus with us is because I want him to drink from this well to get the +2 personality. I guess we could have also had Ithilgor do it. And I guess even Blackthorn could have done it. And other than that, everyone already has more personality than they need. But even though it turned out we didn't really need Arcanus, we can dismiss him straight away. It did demonstrate one very important thing. So, first of all, the permanent stat boosting wells do go into your journal, into the fountain section. And if we scroll... okay, I think this journal is a little bit bugged because we have not entered Ravage roaming. We haven't interacted with any well giving us endurance bonuses. I think this entry is not correct. This entry, I think, should be the Murmurwoods entry about the personality well, which is still missing because I don't see it. So that is kind of bad. Hopefully they've been switched around, which, you know, and if that's the case, then when we go to Ravage Roaming and interact with that well, we'll get the entry for this one. If not, it might mean that there is one entry that is simply not obtainable.
Join the party.
Which would suck, but if that's the case, then
Any delicacy you like.
then we just won't count it among the list of things that we need to get, because if it's not gettable, then it's like it doesn't exist.
Good luck sleeping.
Let's rest for the night, and last thing we'll do, I guess, more personality to me. You know, Mr. Alistair. And now, we need to find the Guild of Light. If I can remember what it looks like. I don't think... Well, there's another barrel that we can take for ourselves. Some more spell points, always nice. Purple, who needs? Who needs speed? I'll give you some speed. This is a location that you can enter. I don't think the spells are there, though. Am I? Am I losing my mind? Was that... No, I was like, is there no Guild of Light here? But no, there is.
A library of magical knowledge.
It is here. Well, first of all, we need to learn the skill. And we're the only one who will be able to learn it. I guess you can learn meditation, might as well. We've got the money to throw around. Now... Yep.
A library of magical knowledge.
Now let's buy some spells. So Day of the Gods is a pretty important one. It's a stat boosting spell, and this is what's going to help us beat any stat dependent challenges later on in the game. Is the other one I was looking for is Hour of Power, which we're not finding. I guess we'll buy these small spells, because...
Very good.
Well, these low-level spells.
Very good.
Because we can learn them straight away.
Very good.
And you can hold on to this
I can't learn it.
for the long term, even though you can't use it right now.
A library
And
of magical knowledge.
That's a lot of money to be dropping on spells. And I know we've got a lot of money, but for spells that we're not even going to be using for a long time, is that really worth it? You know what we'll do, though?
A library of magical knowledge.
Buy a couple... like Summon Wisp and Prismatic Light. Both for less than the price of this one, just because eventually we will want all the spells just for completionism's sake. So these are a couple that we then won't have to worry about, and then potentially we could get every other spell that we need within one very lucky spawn of the shop inventory with a bit of saves coming, and then we won't have to worry about more spells from there for the remainder of the game. There's another barrel up there. Who needs endurance? I won't actually give you endurance, because then we can use you on the well, which I guess is in Ravage Roaming. So I'll give endurance to you. You can have some. And what is this? Accuracy. So who needs accuracy? I guess I will take this for myself. Okay, now we are... Was another barrel back there? All sorts of barrels. We're closing in on 100 intellect. Okay, now what do? We go back to Alvar, and now we do some training. Remember, we want to train until like the beginning of August, which will put us close to when the Dragon Cave in Garrote Gorge will reset. Garrote Gorge itself won't reset until another 6 months after that, because it is on a 1-year timer, but which is still pretty short because most of the other zones are on 2-year timers. So it will still be resetting pretty often, but it is the Dragon Cave. Hey, nice. Yeah, you can have this one too. But it is the Dragon Cave with its 6-month resets that is going to be clutch for us in terms of getting artifacts in a safe and controlled fashion. Now we need to be we don't have that much time to kill.
Practice session just started.
So we'll train
Excellent.
our lowest level characters kind of
Excellent.
just one at a time.
Practice session just started.
Because we're
Excellent.
gonna be in August pretty
Practice
soon,
session just started. Excellent.
and that is all the training we can do for you. Save it in a second slot just in case I get my math wrong somehow.
Practice session just started. Excellent.
I think we should be fine. 25th
Practice
July.
session just started.
Okay, save it here again.
Practice session just started. Excellent.
And now 5th of August. This is good because I think, and it's a Friday. So now what we do is we go back to Ravenshore. And I don't want to wait till Sunday and then take the coach, because that'll waste a couple of days unnecessarily. Instead, what we can do is we can make the overland transition by flying to the west. That will also take us to Ravage, sorry, not Ravage, to Garrote Gorge. And if you were going here on foot, it would be pretty annoying. You'd have to deal with all kinds of irritating encounters along the way, especially these wolves, maybe a few centaurs. But if you have flight, then you don't need to worry about anything at all. And once again, I don't remember where on the... I guess we did, in this case, use the road to make our transition point. So in this case, we got put roughly where we needed to go. And now what we need to do is we need to fly back to the Dragon Cave. And continuing with the facade from the previous time we robbed them, we're just gonna say we're back for our semi-annual cave inspection, just to make sure things are going okay. And I actually should load this autosave just to mention one thing.
I can't see anything.
So we entered and this guy said something. I think because there are only friendlies in this cave, he'll only say that the first time. Yes. So if there were hostiles, I think maybe people would be complaining every time they entered. But since this is only filled with friendly creatures, it's only upon entering it after a reset that there will be some sort of some line spoken by one of the characters just vaguely indicating that they are uneasy entering this area, and like any one of them can say it. But that is another hint that it has reset. Of course, the biggest hint that it's reset is if you zoom out and see a bunch of blue dots in this part of the map, because if you remember, we left that area with 0 blue dots. We took every single thing, And now we're going to do the same thing we did last time, which is go past. People are going to go hostile. We're going to run quite a bit far. We're going to save at about here. In the next slot, immediately load our game. Oh. Have I messed this up? Have I messed this up? Did I not go far enough, or did the fact that they spoke to us ruin it? Let's do this differently. Maybe we didn't go far enough.
Help!
Let me save it here now. Now if I load. Now it has worked. I guess we didn't go far enough the first time. Okay. Crisis averted. I don't think anything broke. I think they would have had to knock me out to have a chance of breaking something that I was carrying. So we're just going to, you know, shrug it off and keep walking. And we're going to go into... We are going the correct direction, right? Yes, we are. There's just a lot of twists and turns along the way. And with all this money, I guess maybe we could have even bought the extra spells from Murmur Woods. But it doesn't really matter, though. That's like one of the easiest possible goals, like getting all the spells. So let's not even worry about it. What we should worry about, though, is making sure we pick every single thing up from the ground. Torchlight. It's going to be a bit helpful.
I don't know.
This, I don't think, is an artifact.
I have no idea.
Definitely not an artifact.
I have no idea.
Not an artifact.
I have no idea.
Not an artifact.
I have no idea.
Not an artifact, but potentially good chainmail.
I have no idea what that.
Okay, I got tripped up last time because I thought this was the lightning bow. I think this is another Regnan bow. I don't think this is the lightning crossbow.
I have no idea what.
I think the lightning crossbow is a bit shinier looking than this.
I have no idea what that.
I'm getting a bit. Here's our first artifact. I think this is Long Seeker.
I have no idea.
This might be an artifact. This might be Worm
I
Spitter.
have no idea.
This is definitely an
I
artifact.
have no idea.
Archangel Wings, something like that.
I have no idea.
Not an
I
artifact.
have no idea.
Here we go. This is the lightning crossbow. And for reference, you can look at them side by side. Kind of, right? You can see there's a bit of a resemblance. You can see why I made the mistake the first time around. So we don't even need to worry about identifying
no
this, because like
idea.
we know it's not going to be an artifact because there are only going to be 3. But we're going to pick up everything just in case. We're not going to be overconfident and be like, yeah, we don't even need to pick up all this stuff.
I have no idea what that. I have
That's
no
the
idea.
helmet. That potentially could be good. We'll have to identify all these things for confirmation one way or another. And now we're going to go back to Ravenshore. And we're going to identify this wonderful haul that we just brought in. Starting with the pieces of armor
We can outfit you.
of Earth. I'll have to see what she's wearing. Body resistance, kind of garbage. Kind of garbage. Interesting, but ultimately not that necessary. Archangel Wings, this is fantastic. Now this is another thing that isn't really made for clerics because it's boosting intellect rather than personality, but I just love the way it's gonna look on my character, on me, when I have him equip it. Of life? Okay, I guess that...
I have no idea what that is.
I guess that's an okay one to have, although I'd rather I'd rather sell it because I do eventually want to buy all of the spells, and having extra money, I would feel less bad, you know, just dumping like 50,000 on spells if I know that I have a bunch of extra money to help me offset that. I'm making sure we're not selling anything critical. Ultimately, Sari's gonna be wearing the artifact chainmail, so it doesn't it doesn't really matter what she's having in the interim. And this turned out to be a garbage helm, so we're just gonna not worry about that. Now we got to go to the weapon shop to identify. This is gonna be
Our axes are the best.
so sweet. First of all, ooh, hey, that's actually not a bad spear. Should I hold on to that? No, there are gonna be better spears. These are some pretty solid weapons, and we're gonna get some good money for selling them too. Let's sell them first, being very careful not to accidentally sell any of the artifacts we picked up. Regnan crossbow. We'll take another stab at enchanting this. And finally, lightning crossbow. Only dark elves can use it. It reduces accuracy by a whole lot, which is kind of bad, but does decent damage, and it's swift. And this one boosts accuracy by a lot, and also the bow skill. So I think for now I'll give this to myself. I'll give this to her, obviously, she's the only one who can use it. And we'll take one more stab at enchanting this crossbow, see if we get a useful enchantment on it. There. Oh, hey, no, we can give this bow. Oh, this is brilliant. We'll give this bow to you, and then we can sell this garbage, and we'll enchant that before selling that. What do we get? It's okay, I guess. And just to make sure we don't accidentally sell this or this, I'm gonna give these items to me. And look at how beautiful that looks. It'll look even more beautiful when we have this. Oh, we should have kept that chainmail. I didn't realize I didn't have chainmail for myself. Should have kept that chainmail. It would have looked really good. It's okay though, once we find the artifact chainmail for her, then she can give this one to you. For now, you're just gonna look like you just came out of a nightclub with these tight pants and that sleeveless vest. What kind of a weird nightclub would it be though if you came out wearing that and also holding all of this stuff? I mean, I don't ordinarily go to clubs, but I think I'd make an exception for an establishment like that. Okay, that's enough about that. You're still holding onto the Staff of Elements. That's good, and we're just gonna sell both of these.
Our axes are the best.
And I guess we're also going to...
Rarities from across the land.
Disarming is not really necessary. Speed could help us with some of those stat challenges early on. And they do stack. Like, you can have multiple rings of speed to get even more speed. So that I'll hold on to. We'll give it to characters depending on who needs it. But the rest we can sell. Holding on to that diamond.
Business was a pleasure.
I guess I'll give you this potion since you're holding on to our potions. You know what? You can sell all of these, and you can hold on to our gems, Ithilgor. And, you know what? Give her your potions as well. I wish there was like an auto sort, but there isn't. I'll sort the gems when we have more of them. I like sorting them by
Rarities
value.
across the land.
Business was a
Get rid of
pleasure.
some of those. Excuse me. It's... yeah, my throat, I guess, is just perpetually dry. And the other thing is I'm not used to speaking for extended periods. So my throat and my voice do get shot pretty quickly. So you'll just have to bear with me coughing occasionally. Alright, now we're done with all the preliminary stuff, and it was the 10th of August when we went to the Dragon Caves. So the 10th of February next year, around that, maybe the 11th, is when we can go back to the Dragon Caves again. Of course, Garrote Gorge will have reset around the 9th of February, so already there's a bit of drift. But I think I'll correct for that by just not trying to be overly efficient. I'll go to both the outer area and the caves on the day that the caves reset. So we'll waste a day on Garrote Gorge's next reset, but it's not really gonna matter too much in the end. Now we're gonna do the thing that, like, the only thing that we really have time for in this episode. Ooh, hey. Are these barrels that we didn't get the first time? I guess they are, because we didn't go this far north. So I'll give these might barrels to... Might is useless to you because you don't have ranged attacks. I'll give them to whoever has the lowest might. Oh, that was an endurance barrel. There was a red barrel somewhere. Okay, this was the might barrel. That's okay, you get some endurance as well. No big deal. Now, the only thing that we really have time for in this episode is dealing with the exterior map. And these are ranged enemies which aren't fun to fight, especially in open areas, because they do this weird thing where they shoot and then after they shoot, they run around in weird, sweeping, circular patterns, and it very quickly gets out of hand. Like, they will scatter all over the map. Like, we'll still be able to deal with them, no problem. Although, they can deal a lot of damage to us as well, because being ranged enemies, like, more of them are able to hit us compared, like, at any given time compared to melee enemies who have to get close to us. Alright, come on. Come on. One thing I'll do, though, is, it occurs to me I haven't spent your points. I'll give you a bunch of points in Dragon ability, because this will also raise the amount of damage you do with your attacks. And that's a nice damage boost to get early on. It's a guaranteed attack too, if it doesn't just outright miss the enemy, like the enemy's sprite, the enemy's model. What are you running off to? Oh, we're getting a bit low on health. And we just gotta make sure we
That was easy.
are taking these guys down. Okay, took a bunch of arrows to the face, which did not feel good. Okay, let's back off. This would be so much easier with like Starburst or Meteor Shower. And we will have those spells later on, but for now, let's actually fight them properly. Okay. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Let's everybody just settle down. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly all the way back to town. We're going out of our way a little bit, but honestly, standing there healing one heal spell at a time would also take up a lot of time, so we're not losing that much time.
Our sanctuary is open to
We're just gonna heal up like this.
a benediction to you.
And we're gonna move on. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go back and continue dealing with these centaurs. Really annoying group of enemies. Yeah. Yeah, all of them being ranged is a bit of a pickle for us. Alright. And of course we'll pick up gems because we can sell them. Or do other things with them, but in case we need a quick boost in our money, the gems are there for us to sell. Okay, I think we're almost done dealing with these irritating enemies. I think a few of them are maybe trying to go across the water, but the bulk of them have been dealt with, and before we go there, let's just pick everything up. From here. And yeah, you can identify that.
I have no idea.
Just checking the scrolls to make sure that none of them are message scrolls. Oh, this is surely
Never seen.
a better dagger than what Elspeth currently has. And
I have no idea.
I think that dagger is better than this one,
What is it?
but we'll pick up both of them just in case. And I mean, she can dual wield daggers, so I think she could be able to use both of them in any event. Alright. Now, hopefully that is the last we've seen of these enemies. And hopefully we only have wolves to deal with for the rest of the map. Let's, before we get too ahead of ourselves, just peek into the corners of the map, making sure nothing has been left behind. Aha, you see? We're not interacting with obelisks yet. But, you know, luck, always a good time. And, you know what, I think I want you to be ready to get Master Dagger and even Master Leather. No, we'll hold off on the rest, because we might even want you to be our secondary spellcaster and get going on that sooner rather than later. And sure, you can take some personality and some luck for me. Alright. Now let's deal with the wolves. And this should be a lot easier to deal with because they are all melee enemies. they will be coming towards us, so we'll be able to kill them quicker. They also won't be doing that much damage to us. So
That was easy.
we will
That one was weak.
be able to... Like, we won't be in that much
weak.
danger. One thing to keep in mind, though, is occasionally these wolves will drop items, these dire wolf pelts. They take up a lot of space. You can't sell them ordinarily, but we will be picking them up because there is an NPC in Ravenshore that you can sell these to. So we will be picking up these things. Who's hitting me? Come on, guys.
Ow. That one was weak.
Got one.
Pack leader.
That one was weak.
Alright. I might miss a few pelts, just because they blend in, and I'm not going to be going around clicking on every single animal carcass. But I'm sure we'll get most of them. And look at
Weak.
how much quicker this is going compared to those gosh darn centaurs. Oh, right, what do you do? Come on, doggies. Doggos. Alright. I just saw another pelt drop. Pick that up. Why not? Already past 100,000 gold. It's almost not even worth picking these pelts up. You don't get that much for them. You know, in comparison to the amount of inventory space they take. But I should show every individual game mechanic at least once, and this is a thing that you can do in this game. You can sell certain parts that drop from enemies, or use them for other things. I think some enemies later on in the game will also drop high-level reagents. So that's another thing this game introduces, or makes substantial use of. Items dropping from enemies as you kill them. Alright. Now there is much left, but before we go too far to the south, let's just confirm there's nothing in the northwest corner. Surely there isn't, but let's just give ourselves some peace of mind by going up here and... Whoa, hey, look at that. There was something. Nothing great, truth be told.
I have no idea.
But, you know, worth... Like, it's good to know that it was there, if nothing else. One thing I'm going to do is... That white dot on the map is the artifact-bearing tree, which is this one. Just, you know, just checking. I mean, obviously it won't have reset if the rest of the map hasn't, but I am slightly paranoid about all of these containers that can spawn artifacts in them. Are there even gonna be any enemies in what remains of this map? The answer might be no, actually. No, we can't go any further there. I think we can go through the mountain like this. And just get this last bit of exploration done. And oh, hey, what is that? That is a contest of might. Who has the highest. No, nobody's gonna win this, obviously, but let's just interact with it for fun. Okay, now I think that's it for this episode. Well, I mean, let's fly across the water to the south. I know there's nothing there, but you wouldn't necessarily know there was nothing there if you were playing for the first time. So let's do our due diligence and just fly through it and get some visual confirmation. A whole lot of nothing. Alright. Flight is still going to be active for a while, so there's no danger of us dropping out of the sky while we're doing this last bit of exploration. And we're done. It's hard to tell the black unexplored parts of the map from the dark blue ocean parts of the map, but I think we got everything. And you know what, last thing I'm going to do is, this part of the map, we're going to quickly, like, we know there's not going to be anything there, but let's just go there just so that we can say that we did. And then that'll be the last thing we do in this episode. Did we see what's inside this chest? I wonder. The fact that there's gold inside clearly means that we didn't, so I guess this little detour was good in that sense, because it told us that there was something there that anybody playing this game can look into if they have the inclination, and I think this one we've already looked at. Oh, clearly we haven't. Okay.
I have no idea what that is. I have no idea.
These scrolls are not interesting to me. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna do is I am going to go to the weapon shop. I can't go to the weapon shop because it's too late. Well, what I can do is I can rest for one night.
Make yourself rest well.
Because we don't worry about wasting time. Wasting time actually helps us. So that's one day closer to the next reset for our areas of interest. And now we can go to the weapon shop and
Our axes are the best.
identify these. They're both the same, except one is a long dagger, one is a dagger, and long daggers are better because it's based on a D3 rather than a D2. But these are the best things we have currently, so I'll give both of these to you. And we can sell this piece of garbage.
Are the best.
Like, 8 gold is pointless, but it's either sell it or throw it away, and, you know, littering doesn't sound like a very noble thing to be doing.
Rarities from across
And since we're here, bunch of garbage. I'm not even gonna bother trying to enchant them. Just gonna sell them. That I'm holding on to.
Business was a pleasure.
Okay, and that is gonna be the last thing we do in this episode. Okay. I know, didn't really do anything that exciting. Although, I mean, let me partially walk that back. Getting 3 artifacts is always exciting. We found Longseeker, we found the Archangel Wings, and the Lightning Crossbow. That was pretty darn awesome. Other than that, though, it was mainly just going around, clearing out the exterior of this map, which took a bit of work, especially the centaurs up there. But now that we're done with that, we are poised to explore this map properly. And similar to Daggerwound Island, what we're going to do is next video, first of all, we will talk to everyone in the town. We'll pick up a bunch of quests, and then we will start on those quests, probably not we probably won't get to do all of the quests in one video, and we're gonna be focusing mainly on side quests for now. Although we will make a bit of progress on the main quest too. But yes, that's gonna be the way that we approach things. That is the plan going forward. And on that note, let us draw things to a close, and it's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you know, if you did, consider leaving a like. And if you're enjoying the series and you know you want to make sure that you're following along, usually every Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when the next episodes come up. But if you want to be even more on board, then consider subscribing as well. But in either case, I do hope that I will see you in the next episode, which is when we will be doing Ravenshore, like exploring, interacting, all that good stuff in Ravenshore. So that is what we're going to do next time, and yeah, until then, take care.